3-0 on the season. This has to feel good. Your overall thoughts of not only today but this series?
Well, you always want to say it's like you thought it would be. With the veteran team, I expected us to play offense like that. You never know how many hits you're going to get, but I thought the one thing we did the whole weekend is we had pretty solid quality at bats back to back to back. So we didn't have too many at bats given away. And if you do that, consistently enough and over a long enough period of time, you're going to do some errors. You're going to draw some walks. You're going to do some things that allow you to score runs. So at bats were very good. We had a couple of lapses defensively by some veterans in the middle part of that game that you want to keep. You want to keep defensive pressure on the same regardless of what the score is, because you're going to be in a lot of tight games. So a lot of guys in games for the first time, which is always good to do in a game like this, and that's what you take away from today.
Well, let's talk about your starter today. Clayton pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. What did you see from him?
Well, Clayton's a command guy, and we had every strike zone's a little different, a little tighter zone today, both teams. So making that adjustment, to kind of induce contact more, and I felt like I think Clayton's kind of settled in and said, I think our offense is going to give me a lift. I just got to pound this zone here. But he hadn't pitched in 2 years in college. It's been a while. The injury his freshman year and got a little bit of time. And so it's a long road. It was a long road back, rehab after surgery, and I think he's going to continue to get better and better.
I was telling Drew a moment ago, the runs and the hits are adding up so much that I can't even do the math, because that's not my thing. Offensively, though, this has been very impressive to watch. What has been the difference? Why so many hits, so many runs?
Well, I think veteran guys, and then you sprinkle a freshman, Brian Piku, in the lineup opening weekend, and he kind of feeds off what the older guys do, and he's a real competitive player, and so I think you tip your cap that there's a lot of work and a lot of preparation through the years with those guys that are playing. So that's what I attribute that to is the older guys that have gotten so many practice reps and so many game reps. You don't know if you're going to see that on a consistent basis every weekend, but they were chomping at the bit to play this weekend, and it showed.
Yeah, you returned 6 to the starting lineup, but it seems like the guys that you inserted into the lineup, they're having no trouble at all finding their role and fitting in.
No, there's no doubt, and that 2 junior college guys that we brought in, and that's what you want to do is you sprinkle those guys in to plug in holes in your lineup, and both of them did a great job this weekend. TJ played a real solid first base for us, and was a very good defender there, and I thought he had good at bats the whole weekend. And then Eli, we felt like was going to be a power guy, and I was a lot more happy with Eli's at bats today. He lined a lot of balls up, and it's easy when the wind's blown out like this to try to get a little bit loft-oriented or too big, and I think our guys pretty much stayed straight line drive attack.
And for you all, the road ahead now, you're going to be heading to Oxford, taking on Ole Miss. Always a challenge there.
Always a challenge. Top 20 program year in, year out. Coach Bianco's done a great job elevating that program in the time he's been there, and they'll. You really don't take anybody lightly in baseball. They'll be ready for us. It's another game. It's early in the season, and their guys will be excited to play. Our guys will be excited to play, and should be a great matchup.
Going back to today, you were able to get some of your freshman pitchers some work due to the big lead. Talk about that and how that can really pay off down the road now.
Well, that is going to pay off down the road. We're going to lean on those guys in some competitive moments eventually, and it was good to have a game like this to get them in there the first time, because there are a lot of jitters, and this is a big jump from where they were in high school, and they all handled it fine. And I think the comfort of knowing you got a pretty solid defensive club behind you helps, and knowing that I think this offense is gonna always try to find a way to answer back if you give up a run, and that gives those guys comfort. So we were able to look at a lot of guys, and we'll continue to do that when we get opportunities.
Arguably, the biggest question mark on this team this year was the weekend rotation. You just saw Friday, Saturday, Sunday starters. Your thoughts of the weekend rotation?
Yeah, I think we'll get better. I wouldn't give it an A grade yet. I thought Ryan's outing, obviously, he pitched more like he's capable of pitching, I think, than the other two did. I think Dan on Friday and Clayton on Sunday will get better. I thought Ryan gave us the kind of game I thought he could, and he did some things Ryan did some things as a senior yesterday in holding the runners and getting a few key pickoffs that you felt, you expect a veteran to be able to do to get out of some jams. And so that's a weapon of his. But the other two, I think command and stuff will get better. They both probably had some jitters in pitching in that kind of role. And we'll reevaluate after Tuesday. We're not sure what we're going to do Tuesday starter-wise. I'll get with Coach Corral, and we'll come up with a plan and probably try to mix a lot of guys into that game as well, and then formulate a plan for next weekend. But we're still kind of sorting out roles down there. I was happy to get the relief role of Ben Paulus. Having him at the back end of games is huge. He re-elected to go a longer outing with him yesterday, and probably wouldn't have had him today. Maybe even one in a pinch in a close game, but I'm glad it worked out like it did.
Okay. Now you have 4 on the road. Are you as worried this year about those road games and how your players are going to respond due to the amount of experience on this team?
It'll be a little different. Travels. You get in uncomfortable surroundings. You're on a different field. You're on a bus, but it's time to get that part of it going, because that's a big part of doing well in this league, is being able to take care of business on the road too. And most of the time, veteran teams, it doesn't affect them very much. Younger guys, they'll be, they're getting comfortable at home. We've been out here a lot in practice, and there's some comfort in playing here now. But every ballpark plays different, and I'm anxious to see us now go on the road with the winning streak behind us.
All right. Well, you have that winning streak now, a perfect 3-0 to start the season. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Andrew.
For stopping by.